Rescue Lucy. Decipher Dream. Document everything. Keep moving forward.
Carriage 1, far end of the train. My carriage is 5 ahead. Door, normal, no window. Handle, ivory, carved in the shape of a hand holding a door handle. No varnish, just old bone. Looks brittle. Number on the carriage has fallen off. Unvarnished outline of 1 remains. Going in to investigate. If I don't come back, then Lucy, the dream was true. I'm sorry. Brecker, if you read this, follow the clues, but don't investigate too far. Back in the corridor, there was nothing to fear. How silly a thing is dread when you live through it and can look back at its illusion. Inside the carriage was a man sleeping. I did not wake him, but I think even the hounds of hell could not have disturbed him. The only thing loud enough to have possibly woken him was the deafening sound of his snoring and his guts digesting food. The snoring and the gurgling were such a comical orchestra I laughed loudly without cupping mouth. He didn't stir, he was huge. His tweed jacket had empty pockets. I didn't feel bad rifling through his possessions as I am investigating and it's necessary. Brecker will need to know every detail, so I must be ruthless and precise. Pockets had lint. Left breast pocket had sand. The label on his collar said Mr. H. I will call him Harry. His belly rose and sank with heavy, laboured breathing. I got in close to his face. He had eaten meat and drunken wine. The wine you could see on his clown-like smile, red-cornered mouth where he had drunk too fast, glutton. The meat had left soggy bits that clung to his cheeks and beard, filth. I prized open his eyes. They were green. He didn't wake. I had no fear that he might. I felt like a doctor or a surgeon. This was work. No fear. Brecker would have been proud. Blocked ears, wax enough to make candles. I shouted in his ear, no response. I wanted to move him off the bench and onto the floor, but he was too heavy. I found his diary in his pocket. I sat opposite to read it. Nothing really to know, had a few entries, no real clues. Most entries were the same. 1, live. 2, breathe. 3, don't die. One phrase repeated a lot throughout. It stuck in my mind and I know I will forget soon enough, so I write. 1, live. 2, breathe. 3, don't die. Nonsense, of course. He is no writer. Or at least he has no investigation. I doubt he was even dreaming. Fat-gutted whale man. Why is he here? Why is he alone? I do not know yet whether I should add him to my list of investigations pending. I will section only a little of my mind to pondering the basic questions as Brecker taught me. The Brecker rules of general life musings on people and animals. 1. What is their secret? Invent if you have to. It will always be close to the truth. 2. Who are their parents, and would they like what they saw if they could see what you see now? 3. If the subject were using the Brecker rules on you right now, what would the subject see? Conclusions. 1. His secret is that he embezzled. I can tell this because of the chewed fingernails right down to the quick. He cheated people out of money and was worried that he would get caught, so he took what he could and fled. Probably from Barston. Yes, upon closer inspection of his crow's feet, you can tell from Barston. He has the banker's squint from counting money and ink on his fingers from writing. And there are none more bankers and embezzlers than in Barston. Plus, the soggy meat on his face is quite fresh, so he must have dined there before getting onto the train. 2. His parents were slim, quiet folk who didn't have much and bent over backwards to help their son. Mr. H is greedy. They are not proud, but not disgusted. They're just sad. Haven't decided if they are dead yet. 3. If he were looking at me, using the rules, He would gauge my secret to be that I am a coward and a scab picker. He wouldn't feel sorry for me. He would think that if I were using the rules on him, I would understand his flight. Slipped his pointless diary back into his trouser pocket. His pocket watches stopped at 10 to 10 also. I wasn't surprised to find this out, and I didn't see the point to note it, but I did out of discipline. Stamped my feet around and knocked on every panel to gauge the sounds. No loose panelling, no loose floorboard, no hidden compartments. Window was dusty. He had written on it, "Live, breathe, don't die," with a chubby finger. View outside is same from my carriage, plains, plateau of copper red dust and sand. No trees. It is daytime, but there is no sun. His breathing was a lullaby. Up the gut goes, gurgle, down the gut goes, gurgle. Quite hypnotic. Rested on the opposite bench and looked at Mr. H for a while. Noticed the carving on the ceiling. It is of a carousel on fire. Round, fat people are fleeing. Symbol underneath people is rhombus with necks in the middle. Looked unnerving. Didn't want to look at it. Counted to 1,000, needed sleep. Gurgling gut of whale man was too hypnotic. Woke up, a man was on his back. Was reminded of missing the mysterious sweeping up of the sand in the waiting room. Keep missing vital actions whilst asleep. Didn't dream, no surprise. Carriage 2 next.